Hello and welcome along to the latest video on my camper conversion YouTube channel. This video I'm going to be fitting a window in a sliding door on a Daihatsu Hijet that I'm converting from a panel van into a little micro camper van. Now, for it to be registered as a camper van for DVLA, you do need a window in one of the side panels, whether it's in the sliding door or the rear quarter, it doesn't matter, but you do need a window in a side of the van. The front windows don't count, and neither do windows in the rear doors. So this is going to have to be getting cut in, and then the door itself is then going to be insulated with Celotex, and then it's going to have a new panel built for the back of the door. Now obviously when you're cutting into any metalwork or anything, you need to make sure that you're doing it right first time. You don't want to be having to patch in any extra holes that you've cut or drilled or anything. So I've just got a little ply off sheet that I'm going to use as a template. I'm going to cut round that, make sure the window fits into that perfectly. Then I'll use the ply template and draw around that on the actual door, and then I'll cut into the door. I'm not going to cut straight into the door. As I say, you always want to be sure that you're cutting once and cutting right. So if you can just get a bit of scrap ply, it doesn't really matter what it is, as long as you can cut into it. And as I say, this is going to be used just purely as a template, just to be sure that I'm getting a good cut first time. So I'm going to get a pen out, start drawing around this, get this cut, do a test fit, make sure this looks right, and then we'll move on to the door. Right, so there's the template done in the ply. It took a little bit of fettling just to make sure that it's a really tight fit. So as I say, there's going to be minimal gaps, and it's going to be really sealed with good Sikaflex as well. But as I say, it's always best just to use like a little bit of scrap ply first rather than cutting straight into metalwork, because if you make any mistakes in the metal, you can't go back and rectify them as easily as you can just by doing a little bit of fettling on the ply. So now that's done, it's just going to be a case of taking this back out, drawing around that on the actual sliding door, and then crack on and get cutting. Right, so I've just actually removed the full sliding door. It's just going to be a hell of a lot easier to work on a door when it's off the van rather than trying to jig all the way around it while it's in place. It's just a case of undoing a few nuts, a couple of bolts here and there. I think it was about 5 in total, and the door just came away, and it's that thin and light, you can just manhandle it by yourself as well. So it's really easy to do. I'll show how I'll put it back on, and then if you need to take one off yourself, it's just reversing the procedure. So now that's off, I can get the template on, get it drawn around and start cutting. Right, so there's the hole cut for the window. Now it's just a case of treating all of the metal around where it's just been cut, just to future proof it for rust, just to be sure. I've got some blue hammerite paint, so I'll go around the hole that I've just cut. Then it's just going to be a case of laying it with a really good nice layer of Sikaflex, then getting the window in place, weighing it down just to be sure that it can't go anywhere, and that I'll get a really good seal on it, and then that'll be it, that'll be the window in. So it's coming along quite nicely. It's a good sized hole that, and it should be spot on because it was templated all the way around there where the window had already been fitted in. So hopefully should be relatively straightforward to go in now. So I'll get the paint out, give this a treat, and get the window fitted. Right, so there's the window in now. It's in really tight, pushed up, butted right against the actual metalwork. As you can see on the inside, there's a really nice big thick lip that's poking through on this side. I'm going to take all of this black insulation off and put a layer of Celotex inside here, and there's that much showing through. There shouldn't be any issues getting a 25mm sheet of Celotex and then just apply sheet just to protect the Celotex and make it look nice and neat as well. But that's looking nice and really neat now. I'm really impressed with how that's gone in. So now it's just a case of peeling back the seal on this side, as it's really tight to even get into it now. But as you can see there, or if you can, it's butted up right against the metal. There's very, very little gaps at all, and this actual rubber has ridges inside it, similar to there, like those ridges there. It's also got another set on the window side as well, and that's been pushed over right over the actual ridges, so there shouldn't be any sort of ingress of any water in here at all. But I'm going to run a full bead of Sikaflex all the way around it now, and then that will just make doubly sure that there won't be any water getting in. So I'll get the Sikaflex out, get a bead run out, and we're getting there. It's looking quite nice. Right, so it's all sealed up now. It's just a case of applying plenty of weight to the window just to be sure that it can't move anywhere just while the sealant's drying up and getting its grab going. So I'll leave this with all this weight on just for the next hour or so, as long as the weather stays okay. It's looking a little bit grey and overcast. Hopefully it's not going to rain like it did last night. As long as it holds off for the next hour or so, then that's fine, because then I can get the door back on, and the front of the window will be fully sealed against the actual metal panel work, and then I can do the insulation anytime, doesn't matter what the weather's like, because as long as the outside of the window is sealed, fully watertight, that's the main thing. So it's just a case of now, as I say, just waiting for an hour or so until the sealant's fully cured up and got its full grab going. Then I can put the door back on. I could probably put it back on now, but it's just a case of being safer than sorry, leaving plenty of weight on the window just to be sure that it can't move. So I'll pick it back up once the sealant's done its stuff, get the door back on, and see what it looks like when it's all fitted in again. Right, so I've left the door for well over an hour now, so that the Sikaflex won't be letting it move anywhere now. As I say, that won't be budging at all, and it should be 100% fully watertight. So now it's time to get the door back onto the van. I didn't film taking it off earlier on, but taking it off is just going to be the reversal of what I'm going to do now to fit it back on. There's not really much to take care of. There's a rear runner stop that needs to be undone. You unscrew that just by taking off the rear fog lights, and then there's just two nuts there that just need undoing. That's for the middle roller. Then on the bottom roller there's just a little retaining pin there that just needs unscrewing. Unscrews from there, and that allows again the bottom roller just to come out of that gap, and the top roller I've just undone from the door just for ease. So again, it's just going to be a straight reversal. I'm going to put the runners straight back in, screw that top runner back up, and then that'll be the door back in with a nice window fitted. Right, so there's the door back on. I just need to do the door runners back up. I just need to try and find the clip. I've just misplaced that when I was tidying the van earlier out, so I'll pick it back up just as it's all finished off and the door's fully, all the runners are sorted out, this, that, the other. But that's how you get the door back on. As I say, it's just a case of feeding the middle runner on first, then the bottom, secure the top one into the pin, and that's it. So I'll get this all finished off and pick it up when it's all finished in and finalised. Right, so now the window is now fully finished. I've also now finished the inside of the sliding door, and I think you'll agree it's looking quite nice and neat. Obviously the paint on the actual sliding door itself, that's looking shabby, but that's nothing to do with the window itself. The van itself is going to get a full coating of paint anyway. The main issue at the moment is just getting the window in, making sure it's in, tight, sealed, watertight. We've had some torrential downpour recently and it's been totally fine. Now I've also, as you can see, finished carpeting the inside of the sliding door as well. I've got this looking really nice and neat. There should be a video, if not already, on my channel coming up on how I've actually carpeted both the panels and the metalwork of the sliding door. But as you can see there, the actual window fit itself is absolutely perfect. Behind this panel I've got a sheet of 25mm Celtex insulation. The bottom's full of 50mm Celtex, so the full door is actually insulated as well. But where this rubber seal of the window actually comes and folds around the gap on the ply panel, it's practically an absolute perfect fit. It's almost as though it was actually factory designed for this door, for this type of fit. Just the way it actually, the seal looks just perfect all the way around, all the way on the ply. It's not sticking out or sticking through anywhere. So as I say, just looking at that, you would almost think it was actually designed for this door, for this van. It's a perfect fit. I'm really happy with that. I think it looks really nice, really professional. So there we go, that's how I've fitted my door in my my window in my sliding door on this little Daihatsu Hijet. Now if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button and have a look at my channel, because I'm documenting all the jobs I do on this van on my channel. I've also documented the entire conversion of a VW T4 on there as well. So give the video a good old thumbs up if you found it useful. Hit that subscribe button just to follow along with the conversion. And as I say, all the information on my previous conversion from that van is also on there as well. So I hope you found that video useful of how I fitted my window into my sliding door of my little Daihatsu Hijet. And as I say, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Hope you found the video useful, and I'll see you on the next instalment of my camper conversion YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Cheers.